guys, welcome to the World of Esports. I'm your host, Gio Collins, and once again, Jason Kaplan isn't here. But maybe this time it's because it's his birthday and he's partying a bit too hard, so to celebrate, let's check him out at his best.
Oof. I had it and then I f***ed it up. We're gonna continue anyways. I'm gonna screw you gently. Well, oh God, I should not do that. These pants are really tight actually.
And if you guys want to know what our talents are doing when the camera's off, well, here's your answer. Except it doesn't make sense if the camera's off and you wouldn't have recorded it, so clearly the camera was on.
Hey guys, I didn't notice you being there. Welcome back to, why am I saying welcome back? What the f? Now make sure guys, tweet to us with the hashtag of camera shots.
Sorry.
I swear to not fart, that was the chair. See? But that was a fart.
So what's going to be on the show today? Well, we're going to kick things off with the Montpellier Pro League final title contenders. It's going to be very interesting to see how Team Liquid face up against Astralis. But then we're going to have a look at some of the top 5 players from the Pro League. Make sure you check that out to see if your favorite players are featured. New games, always trying to make it into esports. Well, we're going to talk to the developers of 2 of these new games that are trying to break into the scene to see exactly what they're doing to reach their goal. Know Your Bro, it's a new segment. We're going to set up 2 players against each other to see just how well they know one another. Only the best questions will be asked. And you saw it last week, you're going to see it again this week. Dota 2 players playing Guess Who. We'll see just how well they know their game. Who do you think is going to win the Pro League finals in Montpellier? Well, we put together a list of our top 4 title contenders who we think may make it. Do you think Astralis may be able to take their title back, or are Team Liquid going to defend the throne fine? Let's check it out.
Another season of the ESL Pro League is almost done and dusted, and this time the best CSGO teams will visit the beautiful Montpellier. But before we go there and witness the action firsthand, let's take a look at which squads have the biggest chances to take home the trophy. Our journey begins with mousesports. This multinational roster underwent some significant changes during the last few months, but it seems that such radical moves have already paid off. Just look at these standings, which clearly show that Mouse is up for the challenge and won't be an easy opponent. But of course, some group standings are not everything, so take a look at how Woxic performed during their recent match against Virtus Pro in the Europe Minor Closed qualifier.
Polish Bears lose their first, and in the meantime, everybody chimes in. Woxic and Robs put them down to 2, and Woxic is not to be stopped. Mihu, the last man alive, and it seems like the third is about to be on the board for the Mouse side of things.
Sure, mousesports barely missed the ECS Season 7 finals, but clearly, they still have some tricks up their sleeves.
They've crossed the angle, James baiting, allowing them to run into his teammate Sanji with the continuation spray all the way.
Next, we have FaZe Clan. You already know that FaZe recently gained a new in-game leader, but despite some initial hiccups, Neo came off as a great addition to the team. The guys from FaZe managed to climb all the way to the semifinal during the recently concluded DreamHack Masters Dallas, and even though they were eventually eliminated by ENCE, it seems that the Polish legend clicked perfectly with his new teammates.
And FaZe find round number 15.
And since we're talking about winning, it's certainly not a surprise that we have to say a few words about Astralis. With 3 major championships, the first season of the Intel Grand Slam, and countless other victories under their belt, this Danish roster is considered by many as the best Counter-Strike team in history. But after 406 days of being the world's official #1 team, their reign has finally come to an end. That alone might not be the biggest surprise, but if you consider their unusual elimination right at the start of the ECS Season 7 finals and combine it with a lacking performance at Blast Pro Series Miami and then in Madrid, it's not a surprise that more voices start to wonder if the Astralis era is now history, and if they will be able to challenge the new kings of CSGO, Team Liquid. It seems that the guys from Liquid finally were able to break their curse and stop choking when it matters the most. They showed it during IEM Sydney and then again during DreamHack Masters in Dallas, taking victories at both tournaments.
The Corsair DreamHack Masters champions, second in the Intel Grand Slam, Team Liquid champions, where it all began years ago. History is on for North America.
And if that wasn't enough, these wins meant that Nitro and his mates already have 2 points towards winning the second Intel Grand Slam season. Because of that, it's clear that Team Liquid will do everything in their power in order to get their revenge and lift the trophy of the 9th ESL Pro League season, to show everyone that they're not only hungry for that $1 million prize, but also to prove how much they deserve to be at the very top. So France, get ready for some serious competition.
These days, everyone makes a top 5. Top 5 games, top 5 videos of people falling over. Well, we decided to make our own, and we are showing you the top 5 plays from the Pro League. So make sure you give it a watch before the finals this week.
Down the pay, it actually gets tagged up a bit and finished off by Victor, so Windigo making quick work of this Fnatic full bite with this cobbled together partial investment that they've got. Poison coming in on the late wrap. Should be able to finish off Twist all day long, and now it is just Brolin slipping and sliding down through the ramp. But Brolin might have done it. Bomb's not planted for Poison. If he gets on the defuse, he's got it.
Oh, he's getting close.
Ooh, he's very close indeed, but Brolin just gets it with milliseconds to spare and seconds from death.
I love this right now. They're going to take the time right here, especially because there's a fake. They're double flanking through the tunnel. JKS creating a bit of a distraction as well. He knows both players are in sight, so he's going to communicate that. And Liaz getting the first eagle here, and this should be an eco round.
Do it again.
Horby can
do it again, Horby. He's wounded Liaz. It's a 1v1 again. Smoothie with the scout. He fires. He misses. Horby, clutch master.
They charge up mid. They know there's a heavy lead long. There's often one from G2. The molly keeps them at bay. The same was there on long. Kenny's been hitting tiny pixel headshots.
Oh no.
Oh, he could get caught out here. The nade! Oh, they just got dunked! Jax and Kenny are handing out high fives. Oh, it's all over. Kenny's going to clean this one up. No, Ships shuts him down.
And bomb should be going down now. A Molotov towards this T side of upper here just to keep him back. Showtime picking up the first kill of this retake onto Daps, who is lurking Ivy, but we are seeing some aggressive Ts. Are they able to pick up any frags? Tarek! Oh,
Sand is a surprise. Oh, they can't convert. He was in such a great spot. He was actually a wolf amongst the sheep, but still, it's just Ethan, 1v3 with only 7 HP and a lowly Galil. He's at the tanker train. He's got the first. The second as well. Now Yell has an op of all things. He's jumped down low. Ethan's got the shot. He's not one in the water. And Ethan clutches out with an ace, a 1v3 ace clutch.
Yeah, all the players grouped in the apartments. And Olaf, he's got to deal with his push from Get Right.
Oh, he will. Gets his revenge for the last round. The issue is so many players here. They're going in one at a time, and Olaf on the other side of this smoke. 3 kills to his name. He has sent NIP packing. The apartments belong to Olaf, and now Lekro and Dennis asked to 2v5. You mentioned how these 4 spies have been finding a scary amount of success, and that trend might continue here on the back of Olaf alone. Lekro looking keen to try and flush him out, but now with this crossfire set up, even as Lekro gets the first man, Olaf's going to put him down. He's on for the ace, and is he going to get it? Dennis on the other side with the nade. Olaf, what an ace, what a play, what a man up in the apartments.
And now it's time for some news. You're probably aware that auto chess is causing a pretty big buzz in the esports community. That's why it's not a surprise that Valve decided to use the concept behind this popular Dota 2 mod and create a standalone game. Dota Underlords will not only feature things like building your own team or fighting other people, it will also have its own global ranking, tournaments, and be free to play. However, the exact release date has not yet been confirmed. Riot Games is also not an exception when it comes to using popular concepts in their flagship title. Teamfight Tactics, a new mode featuring building your own team and fighting with 7 other opponents, is coming to League of Legends later this month. It will only be available at the PBE, but it's almost certain that it will soon hit the live servers as well. Team Liquid's Dota 2 roster has recently faced some changes, the first for over 2 years. Matum Baman, one of the team's lead figures, has been benched and is reportedly looking for a new squad. His replacement hasn't been announced yet, but we will probably see the new player during the Epicenter Major in Moscow, which begins on the 22nd of June. PUBG, without a doubt, is one of the most popular battle royale games out there. That being said, it's probably worth mentioning that its mobile version is also pretty big. So big, in fact, that it has around 50 million active players according to data published by Tencent Games, and that's without the Chinese users. Moreover, the game has so far been downloaded over 400 million times and has more active users than its PC and console versions combined. These days, so many people dream of making games, and so many people who make games dream of making it in esports. I mean, who wouldn't? You've got the players, the crowds, and of course the money. Well, we spoke to the developers of Due Process, a new game who is hoping to make it big in esports, about how they plan to do it. Check it out.
Welcome to DreamHack Masters Dallas. We're inside the expo hall and there's so much to see, so much to do, and of course, games to try out. And some of these games, well, we've taken a look at them and whether or not they can become an esport in the future. One of these games is Due Process. So let's take a look at what it looks like. So we're here with Due Process, and it's an upcoming esport, I assume. Would you introduce yourselves?
Yes, I am Neil Doherty from Giant Enemy Crab. I'm Vincent Grubbs, lead designer on the game.
Awesome. So Due Process is an procedural open world shooter, however?
I wouldn't say open world. It's more like a multiplayer FPS that's focused on strategy and tactics.
Do you see Due Process as an up-and-coming esport right now?
I mean, I would hope so. I think it's definitely got like a few of the characteristics, but ultimately that's up to the community as to like, is this a game that we want to compete at a serious level? And we hope that we can make a game that'll live up to that.
And then looking at the design perspective of Due Process, since it's a procedurally generated game, what are some of the difficulties in designing these maps, for example?
So the game originally shipped with runtime procedural generation, but it simply wasn't good enough. There's just levels that were too stacked against you or too stacked for you, and there's a lot of things that can go wrong, and so we kind of settled on an in-between where we procedurally generate the map, the level designers kind of hand-touch details, check lines of sight, make sure that it's not necessarily a balanced map, but it's an interesting map, that there's numerous ways to attack this problem or defend this level in order to kind of create that drama of, all right, we called their exact plan, and we were ready for it, and we destroyed them for it.
And looking at Due Process's game as a whole, what kind of prompted the idea? What was the inspiration?
One of the core inspirations to Due Process is actually PUBG, in that if you play PUBG and assault any random building, it's kind of this unknown quantity of what you're going into and what you're going to come out with. And we wanted to make a game that was about tactics. And in order to do that, we had to overcome the problem of map knowledge that dominates the current competitive FPS market. CSGO, Rainbow Six Siege, they're games that are very much about map knowledge. The more you know about the map, the better you're going to be. And we wanted to remove that. We wanted to make the game purely about tactics. And so that's why we decided that the only way we can make this game is procedural generation.
And then looking at all of these procedurally generated levels, how do you guarantee that it's going to be an equal experience, a balanced experience?
It's not. That's part of the charm, is that in our competitive mode, you actually play the same map twice, but you flip sides. And so that gives you the opportunity to respond in the same kind of strong arm way that the other team might have, or maybe they'll call that plan and use their knowledge to their advantage. And it's kind of the dynamic we're going for. We want some level of map balance, but it's actually, we found that it's not completely crucial. The more interesting the map is, the more players have fun with it.
How much do you think you'd be able to answer about your best friend? What if you were on the same team as them? Well, we put these Dota 2 players up to the challenge to see just how much they knew about one another. So let's check out the video and see how they did, and if they are just as close as we think they are.
Definitely not me.
I mean, I think it might actually be me.
It might be Ace or
Fada, maybe.
Or Fada. I think it's got to be Ace, though. I think, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like in general I sleep like way too much, actually.
Yeah, Ace is like, he'll pull down a 12-hour sleep, for sure.
Yeah, every day.
I think Neta eats the most food.
Yeah?
Yeah, like by far. Like every time we order food, he gets like 2 entrees.
He's also always asked if we can go out to eat or something.
Yeah, he's the foodie. Ooh, who gets excited about traveling? That's, I think a better question is who gets the most angry about traveling. Most excited about traveling? Maybe Robin, the manager.
Think so?
I'm not sure. I mean, I don't feel like anybody expresses any excitement.
There's zero excitement about traveling, I mean.
The biggest prankster. It's got to be me. I tell the best jokes.
The biggest prankster, huh?
And I pull pranks. Like, for example, yesterday, or the other day, remember I hid Saksa's badge? And then...
Oh, that's a good prank.
And I asked him where his badge was, and he goes, oh, I forgot it. And then I said, nah, I got it.
Holy shit, that's a good prank.
Yeah, see? Pranked. Most chill person. I think that's easy. I think that's Ace. I feel like he doesn't get that angry. You know, mostly just because he's tunnel visioning neutral creeps. But
sure it is.
Yeah, he's too focused to get angry. So he's definitely the chillest. The angriest? Wow, that's a tough one.
That's not so tough though.
I'm not sure.
It's got to be this guy here.
You think it's me? I think it's me or Saksa.
Saksa has his moments. He has some rare moments, yeah.
Yeah. See, I like to think that I'm like 6 out of 10 angry, but it's consistent. So other people on the team, they're usually like 3 or 4s, and then it's just 10 out of nowhere. And to me, like that's harder to deal with.
When it comes to our social media section, sometimes we don't want to just show you the funny bits. Sometimes we want to hit you right in the feels, just like Taz and the old Virtus Pro.
Do you miss the Virtus Pro, guys?
But that is massive. But Snacks is walking around and just walking in a Snacks wonderland. He gets himself a hat-trick of frag. He waited, and then he's finished with the hand of Pasha. They're 3 frags away now, Virtus Pro, as they will move the bomb in, and it'll be Fifth Laren and Exist to come charging in, and Snacks to go mowing them down. One more will do it for Virtus Pro. It's all on Forest. He gets the first. He doesn't get the second.
No.
It was almost nostalgic. And do you know which Brazilian team is the best according to HLTV's official ranking? Well, the answer might surprise you. Shout out to those of you who actually got it right. And Elise from Team Liquid pointed out just how big the international prize pool is. If you watch Dota 2 as well, be ready to see him hanging around there. So that's how the guys behind Due Process are planning on reaching their goals in esports. But what about Splitgate, the new arena FPS? Well, we spoke to their developers over in Dallas to see exactly how they plan on reaching their goals. Check it out.
So when talking about up-and-coming esports, Splitgate is going to be on some people's tongues, and we're here with one of the co-founders of Splitgate. Can you introduce yourself and what you do?
Yeah. Hey guys, Ian Prue here. I'm CEO of 1047 Games, the creators of Splitgate Arena Warfare. Kind of the 5-second pitch to our game is old school Halo mixed with Portal.
And then looking at Splitgate, what differentiates it from a lot of other shooters is the fact that you guys have portals. How does that actually work in a competitive atmosphere? Is it unbalanced, or how have you done to actually make it balanced?
Well, I think it totally just fundamentally changes how an arena shooter or any game is with guns is played in general. You know, traditionally, whether it's Halo or Quake or Overwatch, if you see an enemy, the sort of natural instinct is you should shoot that enemy. In our game, it's totally different. If I see an enemy, I'm trying to think, how can I outplay them, right? So I might try to spawn a portal behind them and then spawn one next to me, come through, get them in the back. But meanwhile, they're doing the same thing. So you get this sort of cat and mouse gameplay of, you know, portaling all over the place around each other.
And just to round things off, what's going to be the biggest selling point as Splitgate as an esports?
I think the biggest selling point is there's just nothing like it. You know, every single game, there's going to be new Halos, there's going to be new Call of Duties, but they all have that same fundamental skill gap, which is, can I out-aim you?
And how big is your development team for this game?
Started off really small. We're up to about 30 people now, though.
And how long did it take to get to 30 people?
So the first year, it was just 5 of us, and only 2 of us were full-time. And then we got funding and then expanded really quickly. Got up to like 14 people, 15, just kept higher. And then I think we probably hit 30 like a few months ago. We were at 25 for a while. And I think our game just takes that to a whole new level. And similar to building in Fortnite, honestly. It's just such a unique concept with an entirely new skill gap.
So now we had an in-depth look at Splitgate with one of the co-founders of the game. Thank you very much for telling about your game.
Appreciate it, guys.
Do you know who this character is? Well, if you can take the guess, be sure to tweet us your answer using the hashtag World of Esports. But for now, it's time to move on to our funny segment. We're going to be playing Guess Who with Team Alliance. We've seen it before, you know the rules, so let's see how they did.
I'm guessing first. Yes. No, he guesses first.
He guesses first, okay.
What?
Yeah. I guesses first?
Yeah, I'll describe what's on the picture and then... Alright, you're the best laning player in the universe.
Sumail.
No, I think more of our team. They're the lane god. You're also
Boxy?
a dog. Boxy, yeah.
It's the best item in the game. You...
Blink?
Yeah.
Blink?
Yes, Blink Dagger.
Blink Dagger. We're too good, man. We're too sick
I feel like we know I feel like we know each other way too well.
Game, man. Max favorite player in Team Liquid.
Matu?
Easy.
Matu?
This was harder?
Yes.
Any memes about him?
Yes.
Come on, meme it up.
I like this hero. It's one of my 3 heroes we play.
Morphling?
No.
Troll?
No.
Sven?
Yes.
Sven, easy, man. He's a stage host at ESL.
Stage host at ESL?
Yes.
I haven't watched.
Like, he does like the presenting on the show. Like on stage. He's the guy that stands on stage.
But I haven't watched.
But you don't know the names. Okay. You know if you're...
Red Eye?
Okay, no, not him. If you're... Okay, what's the opposite of old?
Young?
No, keep going. No, opposite of old.
I don't know.
Like, if you buy something from the store, it's...
New.
Yeah, and then he's not a woman.
Newton.
He's not a woman, but he's a... Opposite of woman.
Yeah, man. New man.
Okay, that's his last name, alright? His first name...
man.
Is like, you know this? What is this?
Here.
And then add an I.
Red Eye?
No, add an I, like the letter I.
What do you mean?
This?
Airy man?
Airy and then...
Man.
No, the full thing.
Airy...
Opposite of old.
Airy new man.
Great. Let's go. Airy new man. You got it. Airy new man.
for this week's show. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and of course subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content from us. Ring the notification bell to be reminded every time we upload, and don't forget to check out the rest of our videos on this channel. We'll see you in Montpellier. I've been your host, Gio Collins. Well played.